Hello everybody, welcome back to Wolfeei. Today we're going to be discussing something that is going to be very important and relevant now. How good am I at MCC? Because I feel like it's a bit of a mystery, okay? I've talked about it in the past a couple of times, but before we get into that, I keep forgetting that I keep plugging things in these videos. I'm going to be live by the time this video's up. Go watch. I'll be playing some MCC Island, I guess, practicing in quotations for MCC. You know, casual things. Anyways, here's my team. If you missed it, you may have missed it, but I'm in MCC. This is my team, guys. Pretty exciting, isn't it? Anyways, there's been posts on the Reddit talking about like how good the newcomers are for Twitch Rivals, because to be fair, there's a good amount of newcomers. There's like 2 teams of all new players, which is the German and the French team. Then there's a team that has 3 new players, which is the Spanish team. Then there's my team, which has 2 new players. There's Curry's team, which has 2 new players. Sandwich's team has a new player. I think Lime has a new player. Yellow has a new player. Aqua has a new player. Like, a lot of these teams have new players, which is cool. Very nice. Oh, yeah, actually, Sandwich's team has 2 new players on pink. So, like, there's a lot of new people, and it's a bit of a mystery of, like, how this will turn out, because half the roster is new, pretty much, I think. I actually haven't looked at the precise amount of new people, but almost half of the players are people you haven't seen in MCC before or not in a very long time. And that makes it very difficult to predict how what the individual leaderboard and team leaderboard will look like, because we don't know like how good these people actually are going to be at MCC, especially the teams that have a lot of new players, and most of those new players seem to be pretty good as well. So that'll be an extra mystery that I will not get into in this video, because I also happen to be entirely clueless on how good like the German team is, but we'll take it into consideration for this video. Either way, I already mentioned, I've talked about this in the past. These are re-uploaded videos on this channel, but these come from my main channel. These are uploaded in 2021. This is one from October. This is one from August. So I guess I should swap these around. Also, something to note, I saw some people discuss, I think it's in this one. We'll get there in a bit. Testing was something that people brought up a good amount. And similarly to Misty's post that she made on the Reddit, testing I don't think will have a lot of impact, or maybe even any impact on my performance for this MCC. I don't know what games are going to be included, but the chances that the games that are included are games that I have played in testing and are in the states that they were in testing is almost 0. So it's probably not going to be anything that I have any advantage in. So just ignore that I was a tester, really. It doesn't matter. In my opinion, I don't think it impacts this event almost at all. So just consider me to be a relatively good player, probably going into this event with knowledge of how the event works purely because of this channel. If I didn't have this channel, I probably wouldn't be watching MCC as much. So, you know, this channel is what's giving me an advantage, I guess, over, you know, whatever testing experience I had from 3 years ago. But yeah, I made videos about how good I would be. I don't remember exactly what these videos contain. However, I do know that in 2021, I used to think that I was really, really, really good. And I think I put myself in contention for like higher end top 10 in like standard events, which means I would go up against several of the like S tiers. Like not the debatable S tiers, but like the proper S tiers in MCC, which just isn't really, I mean, I guess it's not super out of the question, especially in 2021, would have been possible. Nowadays, I don't think I can compete with the S tiers that are in this event, like the actual S tiers, unless their team does really bad and my team does really good, which we'll see. I don't know. But yeah. This post got a bit of traction on the Reddit. Saying, Wolfeei is cracked, by the way. I hope nobody in this subreddit underestimates how good Wolfeei actually is. He may seem like an innocent, lovable news guy, but what people don't realize how good he actually is. Back when he tested for MCC, which had some of the best players, such as Kelman with Ref and others. Kel was not a tester, by the way, but I do not judge you or blame you for not knowing that, because who knows who's a tester nowadays. He got first in NIF, which was insane for the level of comp in testing. I've done it twice. 2 times in MCC testing did I get first individual. I will explain the 2 times. The first one was my first ever test. I got first individual. Yes, that is very impressive. I know. This was also in 2020. This wasn't even 2021. 2020. First test in like September, I think, or whatever, of 2020. First test, I got first indiv. Context. There was a team that was broken, and it was so broken that the Nox crew told them, hey guys, for this first introductory test, can you guys stop being broken and not play the video game so other people get a chance at playing the event? And they did, obviously, because the Nox crew told them to stop being OP, which meant that instead of like 5th, I got first, because they would have all been top 4. So I'll take it, but that's very important context for that one time that I got first the first time I played. Second time that I got first was another new wave of testers were added while I was already a tester, and the team I got happened to be on the stronger side, because I think at the time Chatty was a new tester, and Chatty ended up being a pretty good player, but nobody knew that. And so I had a pretty strong team going into that event. Also, games like survival games were on the roster, which we ended up winning, which is slightly RNG, but that does have a very big impact on individual score and team score, etc. So, very big, important detail when we're talking about, you know, being able to get first individual or doing really well in an event. I did get first indiv in that test, so definitely not something to ignore, but I don't think I could replicate that performance, especially because at the time, and this would have been in maybe also 2020, because it was a Jingle Jam test, so this is also 2020, almost 3.5 years ago. Very important detail, almost 4. So, and I was way better at PvP back in the day. I'm kind of washed now. I am better at movement nowadays, but I think the decrease in PvP skill is a bit more than my increase in movement skill, but I might be wrong. Either way, yes, I'm not bad. I am a good player. Let's not ignore that I am a good player, but I don't think I am at all capable of competing with S tiers. And then this person here mentioned, very good, I agree. He definitely is the weakest top frag. I do agree with that. Not, depending on the German and French teams, may be doing better or worse. Yeah, I do think that I am on the lower end in terms of top frags for this event. And the comparison that they make is HBomb, and they say I'll get around 7th to 15th, which I also agree with, especially when we get into looking at what players are in this event. But 7th to 15th, I think, is almost 100% going to happen unless my team underperforms, which is possible. You never know. It is MCC. Let's not forget that MCC is not predictable, guys, unless there's one standout really good team, which coincidentally, yes, there is one standout really good team this event, but with a catch. Unless there's one standout good team, you're not going to be able to predict who wins. You know, you can't pretend like Twitch Rivals for MCC Twitch Rivals EU is the most predictable event out there. It lines up perfectly. Every team happens to be like slightly stronger, slightly weaker, and it's super distinctive. That's not the case. So, yes, I may be good, but that doesn't mean that on the day of the event I can be good. Yes, I may not be the best, but it doesn't mean that on the day of the event I can't be the best. Who knows? We'll see. I don't know. But yeah, I think HBomb is a very good comparison. And where's my music? Okay. Yeah. Stupid image. But yeah, I think HBomb is a good comparison. And using HBomb as a comparison, let's take a look at you know, HBomb and see if I think I agree with the performances that happened in MCC. This is MCC Season 4 Kickoff, the most recent event, and most likely the most comparable event in terms of how games will function and how games will feel. HBomb obviously is someone who has played way more MCCs than I have, especially in recent times, but he, on a 5th place team in a relatively low comp event, got 11th, and I think, considering my lack of experience right now, but I do understand how the event works, I think 11th in MCC Season 4 Kickoff on my first time on a 5th place team is pretty fair. I think maybe it would be possible for me to get like slightly higher, maybe even slightly lower, because like I said, MCC isn't very predictable. But I think 11th would be comparable to what I would do in an event like this on a 5th place team on my first event. Now let's talk about Block Wars, because obviously Block Wars is the one event that HBomb and I have both played in, except we have a vice versa situation here where I'm the one who has played way more events than HBomb. Let's compare. He's played 4 times. I've played, ignoring Pride because that was a 1-game appearance, I've played what, like 10 times? Yeah, seems about right. 10 events, 2 of which were rookies events, so 8 regular events I've played in. HBomb's played in 3 regular events, so definitely something to note. However, in Block Wars, I rank a little bit higher, and I think that is just an experience difference. I think if H had played like 10 or 11 events or whatever, he would rank a little bit higher. Also, I am a lot more comfortable in terms of Block Wars because it's an event where I can let loose a bit more. So I won't like crumble under pressure, but I also won't try as hard, so that could outweigh a little bit. I also think that Block Wars is still a little bit easier than MCC in terms of pure gameplay. It's just that the players in MCC are way more experienced because they have played like 20 or 30 events on average at this point. So the difference is pretty significant there. But yeah, I think H and I are still comparable players. I think pretty fair assessment here that, yeah, maybe Wolfeei compared to HBomb sounds about right. So if we look at this team, would you say that this would be a strong team if this team had HBomb instead of me? Probably. It's a pretty good team. I mean, it's not bad. I definitely think it would be pretty solid. And I think in terms of chemistry, we have a bit of a leg up here too, especially myself and 5UP are very good friends. Jeremy and I have talked a good amount, and I think Sniff will fit in very well. So I am confident that in terms of communication, we will be ahead of the curve, okay? We have it on lock. We have it on lock, okay? No conflicts. We are going to be smooth sailing throughout this event. It's going to be great, okay? It's going to be fantastic. Either way, here is the tier list of everyone who's in this event. Now, obviously, there's debatable things. I didn't put players who are like slightly below or maybe above me, debatably, because it depends on the team performance. I'm just talking about the facts, okay? The facts. There are 7 players in this event who I don't think I will have a single chance at outplacing. They are the players in S tier. I'll give my reasoning right now. Coldified and Shadoon, or I don't think Coldy, just Coldy. Coldy and Shadoon are on the strongest mechanical team this event, and just on the probably by far strongest event in this, or strongest team in this event. And I think the chances that they get top 2 are almost guaranteed, depending on the game roster. And I just think that they are both very mechanically skilled, and there's just almost no way that I'll be able to compete unless my team does really, really good. But that is a very big if. Shane is Shane. You know, Fire Breath Man probably just completely wipes me. If we're keeping it real, there's no way that I can outplay Shane. Jojo's very, very talented player on MCC, and I think Jojo also has a pretty solid team. I think it's pretty comparable to my team this time around. Maybe slightly better, maybe slightly worse. We don't know until the event day, I guess. But I don't think I'll be able to outplace Jojo. I think their team will have a pretty solid performance, roughly around my team's performance, and Jojo is way more experienced, so I think Jojo beats me. Fruit Berries, I'm not beating either. I don't even think I need to explain it, but I'm not beating Fruit. Pete, I probably won't beat either. I think the chances of Ace Race being in this event are very high, and I don't think I will have the strongest Ace Race performance for my first event. I think it'll be around, like, 10th to 20th, probably, because keep in mind, I've never used the Tridents. However, a lot of other people haven't used the Tridents either, so who knows? And then Sandwich Lord is just going to beat me as well. I do not stand a single chance against Sandwich Lord, okay? 0% chance that I'm beating him. So those are the 7 players that I think, no matter what, pretty much, I will not beat. So top 7 is locked. That means my peak would be 8th. Now there's 4 players that I think are very much needed to be mentioned here, because I think they're all really good mechanical players, but they've never played MCC before, and, we'll see. Gil and Mathox are both very good mechanical players. They are on the French team together because they are both French. What? Shocker. Anyways, I think the chances that they beat me are definitely there. I just don't know how good the French team will do, but I think they're both very mechanically talented players, and it's possible that they will beat me. Who knows? Then Serpius is on the Spanish team. Serpius is also a very talented mechanical player in Minecraft, and I think Serpius has a pretty good chance at beating me as well. I would not be surprised if Green has at least 3 top 10 players, and maybe depending on the games, Anzi Chan can get an insane pop-off and get top 10 as well. And then Wolfeei, I think, is another very talented mechanical player. His team, I think, is on the weaker end, also because their 2 high-end players are new to the event. So I think that'll be a little bit tricky compared to the other teams. But I think Curry's still a very good player. Obviously, in Block Wars, I don't think I've ever outplaced Curry, unless I have, but I don't think I have. And yeah, he'll probably beat me, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Maybe I'm really good at MCC and maybe Wolfeei isn't. Or maybe the other way around. We just don't know it yet. And then the B tier, I have the entire German team. People have been saying that this is like a really good team for like UHC PvP-esque games, which I don't know if that'll be prevalent at all in this event. But it is worth mentioning that this team could sweep. This might be a really good team. We just don't know it yet. They're apparently very mechanically skilled, and the chances that at least some of them will beat me is there. But even if all of these players outplace me, which is possible, but if all of these players outplace me, I still get what, 16th? I'll take it. I'll take it. I think 7th to 15th that this person said? Yeah, 7th to 15th, I think, is the most likely placement that I will end up in. Keep in mind that if all these players were to hypothetically outplace me, that means they also all outplace 5UP, Callum, Scott, like Lewis, like a bunch of other good players, which, who knows, but like, maybe. We'll see. Either way, that's my assessment of how good I think I will do. It yet again will depend on the games. I think my strong suit will be movement, and maybe some miscellaneous games, because I do think I'm relatively good at those typically, like a hole in the wall or a rocket spleef or like whatever as something else that's not PvP. PvP is probably my weak suit, unless it's like I can probably do well in Battle Box. I can probably do well in like an SG or like a Meltdown. Sky Battle, I really don't want to play. I think I will do really bad in Sky Battle, and I think Fruit Berries and Sandwich Lord will like cross team as a joke and just completely wipe the floor with everyone. So I don't know, man. We'll see. Anyways, this is me when I finally officially join MCC. Technically, is this officially joining MCC, or would officially joining MCC be like a normal event? I guess it's debatable, really, but this is me right now. That's what I look like, totally. No, I don't. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all on stream, and I'll see you all tomorrow for fun things. All right, see you later. Goodbye.